Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dan here. This afternoon we're going to make another lentil recipe, but this one goes out to Joanne, one of Penny's coworkers. Either she hasn't had them, she don't like them, I don't know. But I'm going to cook. I got a few ingredients to go in here, but you can make lentils plain. Try them by themselves or get them in a can. Try it by itself. I think they're a little bland by themselves, but that's okay. They still taste good. They're loaded with protein. A lot of people eat those instead of eating a lot of meat. So, but we're going to fix that. We're going to put a little chicken in ours. So, without further ado, Joanne, this is for you. Oh boy. All right, let's get to it, guys. Okay, this is my pot, still a little warm. I just got done poaching some chicken. There's the said chicken broth. Believe it or not, this and this is the chicken broth. I wanted to get like 4 or 5 cups of extra liquid for when I cook these things. But I used the same water that I cooked the chicken in. Plus, I'm still going to put a chicken bouillon cube in there. Okay, what I wanted to show you, these come in different colors, or I'm not going to say different varieties because that's all the same, but they're different color ones. This one here is the red. See, it looks orange to me, but they call it a red lentil. And that's this. This is green lentils. But anyhow, if you can see, some of the skin's starting to come off. See, the color's like an orange, but that's what these are. The skin is off of them. Okay? So you have purple ones or black ones, whatever. There's a couple different colors out there. But usually the only ones I can find is this one, which is very popular. They have a lot everywhere I go. I see these. And sometimes I see this. So these cook quicker. They cook in like 15-20 minutes. This one cooks 30 to 40 minutes, give or take. Anyway, so there's that dried lentils. Now this is going to double. You're going to get about 2.5, maybe 3 cups out of this 1 cup. Okay. Now here I got some mushrooms. The other day I was trying to make a penny of mushroom gravy. So that's some mushrooms left from there. That's all, just some. I don't know how many's in there. This here is 0 points because it's a quarter of a cup. Whoop, they're going to go get me another cup. Now, got to do 1/4 cup of those for a potato. This here is some leftover Canadian bacon. I don't want it to go bad, so I just threw it in there, but it's not on the recipe. That there is some cabbage. That's good. And I'm going to show you guys what I have over here. But anyway, I got some diced jalapeno, some cannellini beans, some nice chopped up onion, multicolored bell peppers, some celery, and there's the said chicken. However, what I want to show you, see, I use like this potato. I've been chomping on it a little bit here and there, and that's what's left of a head of cabbage. So I don't want to waste anything. That's why this is a perfect recipe for this, because you can put just about anything you want, but you don't waste nothing. Okay, so I'm going to get that 1/4 cup scoop. I got the wrong one. I knew there was something wrong because it ain't full yet. All right, we'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys, there you have it. Normally when I get these, they're full to the top, and that's full. But that's a 1/4 cup. Just wanted to show you, not chincing nobody. Want to keep this a 0 point dish. Okay, went to spray my normal spray. That was empty, so I just used it a little bit ago. That's probably why it was empty, huh? Okay. I'm just spraying along the sides because it makes it easier to clean. Put a little bit on the bottom. And we're off to the races, boys and girls. So, this whole tray of my veggies, onions, bell peppers, and celery going in. Sizzle. That's the sound you like to hear. Sizzle sells. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is I'm taking I got a strainer here on my lentils here. I'm pouring them in. I've already looked through these. You should check all the time through them. Very rarely have I found anything in these. Now, the pinto beans that Penny makes when we use the dried ones. Now, a few times I found little pebbles in there. Most of the time you don't find anything. They're pretty good at it today. All right. Let me get a little gizmo here. Get a little spoon. Little spatula spoon here. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys, don't put any salt in this until the very end. You can put pepper, but no salt. Salt, it does something to the covering of the lentil, makes it tough. I don't think it does that to the red ones because there ain't no liner on it. The outer layer has been peeled off. But the green ones and the other ones, they recommend that you don't use any salt because it makes them tough. So remember that. No salt. Joanne, you hear me? No salt in case you do decide to make these. No salt. Okay, now that's out of the way. I'm off my soapbox. Okay, so let these soften up a bit, and then we'll show you what goes in. Now, normally I put carrots in here, but we got some carrots yesterday, and we're going to be making another dish with those, so I figured I'd hold back on the carrot. You don't have to put it in, but I like it mainly for the color and the texture. I use a lot of carrots and a lot of things I cook, and that's the reason why. They have nice flavor, and they got a nice texture. So these are just about where we want them. So now we're going to put in our potato. Come on, you little bugger, get out of there. Didn't want to leave that 1/4 cup protection, huh? And we're going to dump in our cabbage. Now the cabbage, what I did was I sliced it thin, and then I chopped it in 3 different sections. I sliced it right off that head that I showed you, and then I cut it 3 times. So they're not really small pieces, they're not really big pieces. Now the good thing, if you do like this, like I made the chicken, I'll show you. I always keep poached chicken on the ready because I use it a lot. But let me just give you a little shot here of what I'm saying. Because like when I tell you guys I have leftover stuff that I don't want to go bad. See again, let me get this out of the way. See, this was in a Ziploc bag we had in the freezer. And that's 3 chicken breasts that I poached up today. Now I'm going to put these 2 in the refrigerator and we'll use them during the week. Same as everything else I got around here. I only use a little bit of everything. I don't go crazy. Okay, so now that's all coming together. Now we're going to keep the mushrooms and the chicken out for a little bit. We'll be adding those later. But we want to go for at least, and Mommy got me a new jar, I'm happy. 1 tablespoon of diced jalapeno. Now you can, any one of these ingredients, guys, you don't have to put any of it in there. Being honest, I'm telling you right up front, this is just another version that you can do. There's so many things you can do with lentils, it's crazy. I've made hamburgers out of them, lentil burgers, I don't want to say hamburgers, but I wanted to try a lentil meatloaf kind of deal. Now Penny made a face at that, so I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to do it. It's just, gives you a little variation of what you can do. And I'll tell you, once you cook these, if you haven't ever had them, you're missing out. I didn't have them for years, and then I tried them one day, and boy, that changed my outlook on them. I like them. And sometimes, you can overcook them, but it doesn't matter. Some people like them real soft. Some people like them a little al dente, which is a little too hard for me. I try to keep them in between there. But the red ones, if you're not watching them, they cook up pretty quick. I did a batch the other day. Got a little away from me. They got a little soft, but they were still very enjoyable. They're nice. It's like I said, whatever you put in. I made I got a video on the lentil stew with chicken and broccoli. That came out really good. But this one is for Joanne. This is a simple recipe here. Like I said, you don't have to put this stuff in it. But if you have anything in your refrigerator, don't be afraid to throw it in there. Don't throw no ham hocks or nothing in there. You have no room for the beans. All right. So, that being said, the good thing that I did was poaching the chicken, because that way my water that I'm fixing to dump in here is warm. So it'll heat up pretty quick. All right, now I'm going to dump in my lentils. I know that sounds crazy, but what I want to do is I want to mix these in a little bit. And you see me, I've rinsed these under the water already. Get this out of the way. And get this over here. All right. And this is an aluminum pot. I love these aluminum pots. This is a Guardian cookware, I guess. But my grandmother had pots like these. I love these pots. My grandma, that's how I learned how to start cooking, was cooking with Grandma DeRosa. And she had some nice pots, I'll tell you that. And they always clean up pretty good. And these things heat up quick. Wow. And you got to watch it. You got to make sure they're like cast iron. You got to have a hot pad on the ready. Now remember, no salt. Man, this smells nice. Okay. So we got that going. Let that go a little bit more. Now you guys can add anything you want, but don't add no salt. I'm going to keep saying that because I don't want you to cook these for the first time or something, like, you know, and say, oh, I knew I didn't like these. They're hard as a rock. Well, whatever. Just be careful, you know. Don't put no salt in until the very end. Like Penny said the other day, these are bland. I said, yeah, well, you're supposed to salt them at the end, put it in the salt in your dish. So then she liked them. Well, she still liked them, but they didn't have as much flavor as she wanted. Okay, so now what we're going to do in here is 1 cup of lentils. In here is 4 cups of liquid. So I'm going to be pouring in a little bit at a time here. I'm going to pour 3 cups of what I'm going to try to do. Normally you just say cover the lentils, right? But you need at least 3 cups. Oh, that was pretty good. I only ended up with 1 1/4 cups left here. But what I'm trying to say is these are going to double in size and they're going to soak up a lot of liquid. Hence why I kept this here brothy stuff 2, just in case, because you never know, you know? Each batch could be a little bit different. All right, so now we're going to bring this up to the boil. And while we're waiting for that, one thing I am going to do, I normally put bouillon cube in here, which I'm going to do, but I didn't want to put it in that measuring cup because it's plastic and I didn't know if it would stain it, so I try to keep everything clean, you know. One day I'll show you guys how I keep my cast iron. People say all the time, well, cast iron's a pain in the butt. Well, no, not really. You know, you get yourself into a routine when you cook with it. It's like anything else. You got to wash dishes when you're done. Plus, you got to clean up your mess, feed your face, you know. But anyway, I'm going to put in 2 cubes for a little extra flavor. You don't have to put any in if you don't want, but and this here is it's also going to add some color. It's a chicken and tomato mix. This bouillon cube here, I use these all the time. And this is you're going to say, oh, that's too much. Now, each cube here, this one here is a big size one. It's not like the little square cubes. It's a square, like a rectangular shape. But anyway, it's used for like 2 cups or more of liquid. So. And we have almost 4 cups in here. I don't know if you can see it, but the color is starting to change already in the liquid. Now we're going to bring this up to a boil. And it's working on it. And I'm going to get a lid. And bring this up to a boil and we'll be back. Okay, always keep a thing on the lid to make sure that if it's hot, and anybody else who comes by and don't know, they'll know it's hot, huh? Okay, so you can see I got a nice rumble going there. I'm going to put my timer on for maybe 15 minutes. I know these are going to cook longer than that, but I like checking them. So we'll be back. Okay, we've been in about 10 minutes now, so I just want to show you they're starting to get bigger. Okay, but I'm just making sure that nothing's sticking on the bottom. Now, that's another reason I spray the pan. That helps with that. But these ain't really moving that much, and we don't want to have a hard boil on them, so. And the water level is starting to go down, so you want to keep an eye on that. Remember, no salt. Okay, guys, we're about 17 minutes in, and I don't know if you can notice this, but we've got to keep an eye on the liquid now because the beans are on top of the liquid, so which we don't want them to dry out, but you don't want to have it too wet. We're not making a stew or a soup here, so you can see it's still percolating away, so we'll be back. Okay, just about 20 minutes, and I added a little bit more liquid. I'm going to taste on here for you. As you can see, they're like doubled in size almost, huh? Maybe almost triple, I should say. Okay, let me have a little taste. I've gotten there. This one will probably be done about 25 minutes. So anyway, what we're going to do now is going to add in the mushrooms. See, mushrooms. And there's not that many of them. I just wanted to use some because I don't want them to go to waste. That's what I used the other day to make some mushroom gravy that I'm working on. A 0 point gravy. Came out pretty good so far. Still needs to be tweaked. Okay, put this, and let me just mix this up, and then we'll get the other. So always wait till the end, and if I have some spinach, I'll have to look, because I love putting spinach on top of here. And I use that as my timer when it's just about done. So I give it a few more minutes. I throw some spinach on top. Once that's all wilted, you're done. Okay, now what I like to do is put in some of these cannellini beans. Try to do 2 or 3 tablespoons. Just a little bit. Once it's mixed in, you don't even really, it's not like the beans are overtaking the dish. But see, I open up these cans like this here. I opened this up, was it yesterday or the day before? I put a Ziploc bag over the top of it and I keep it in the refrigerator. And I use them when I want to have, a little extra protein or whatever in the dish. And that's when I use them. All right. Let me see if I have any spinach. I think I see some back there. Let me, hold on, guys. Okay, this is all the spinach we have left, so, and before it goes any further, we're using all of this tonight, right in the pot. And that goes in at the very end. It's like a timer. Once that's done, everything else is done. All right, guys, we got about 27, 28 minutes, somewhere in there, not quite 30. Cooking time here. And they're getting done to my liking. I don't want to get them real mushy. What I'm going to do is put these little bit of spinach on top, see? Stems and all this baby spinach. I like this container. I gotta try to get it. It seems to last longer in this vented container. I don't know. It's not really vented, but I don't think it seals as tight as the plastic bag does. That's what I'm getting at. But heck, we've had this a little over a week and it's still good. Okay, even if it was wilting a little, I'd still use it. Now, once that wilts, we'll be done. I'll put the lid on just to give it a little boost. A little bustier, huh? Oh, this lid doesn't really fit this pot. One day I'm gonna drop it and bust the floor and everything else. But it seems like the other aluminum pot I have, it wobbles more than this one. They're both old as dirt, but I like using them. All right, we'll be back. Okay, guys, we're back, hopefully for the last of this. I mean, I like it, but yeah, as you can see, it's definitely wilted. So we're gonna stir this around. And I'll call this done. Let me turn this off. Now you'll notice, like if you leave it sit long enough, whatever liquid's in here, these these lentils are gonna soak it up. You won't have hardly no liquid in here. But you have a nice hearty side dish. You can eat this for lunch, breakfast, side dish for dinner. Now the reason when I started putting the chicken in there, One time we didn't have nothing. I can't remember. We had some the chicken was in a Ziploc bag in the refrigerator, but it's like we didn't, cook anything except we had lentils and some mushrooms and a salad. I'm thinking, oh, we need some kind of meat or something. So that's when I started putting the chicken in there, and it tastes good. But it's a complete dish, You see what you can eat just like this, or like we have it on the side. I'll take something like this, a ladle like that, maybe a little bigger, like a half a cup size, and put it on the dish, and then whatever else we're eating, and then we have a salad. We're good. Or you can do, sometimes during the day, I'll have this for like I'll call it a brunch, like around 11 o'clock or so. Make me a bowl. Ooh, that's good. All right, let's bowl up and we'll be back. Okay, so Joanne, you can see this is not a hard dish. Your coworker over here on this side gave you a thumbs up over here on this side that this looks good. So we're going to plate up and we'll see you at the taste test table. Okay, Joanne, this is your dish. See you at the table. Yep. All right, this is Mr. Dan. Camera girl came out. This is Mr. Elmo with sharing fork and spoon. Wow. Joanne, and the rest of you. This dish is for you. This is delicious. Oh. Wow. I love everything when I put spinach in it. I feel like Popeye. I am what I am. Okay. So these came out nice and tender. It's probably 30, maybe 31, 32 minutes, somewhere in there. I've noticed when I cook them in that bigger pot, it don't take quite as long as when I cook them in the smaller pot. Maybe they got no room to grow, I don't know. But anyway, Joanne and the rest of the gang, this is for you. While Penny's family battling the cold weather. We're done. I still gotta make dinner yet. Okay, this is Mr. Dan saying when you're out and about, don't forget to cover up, protect yourself as well as others. One day we won't have to do that no more. Wash your hands, wash your hands. When you're out and about, get you some of that sanitizing spray or the gel. Put a blop on your hands, spray your hands, wash them up before you take off. If you go into another store, do the same thing when you come out. When you get home, wash your hands real good. And maybe once a week or so, go out there with a Lysol, sanitary wipe, wipe all the inside of your car down wherever you touch something. They say it doesn't spread by touching, so I don't know. Don't talk with your mouth full unless it's another delicious dish like this. Let me show you how you do that. So you put it like this and go, well, real going over. Okay, so you got the idea. Give us a thumbs up, share with your friends. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so. When you do that, the notification bell will pop up. Bing! That'll let you know each time that we have another video. There's also a little arrow right below the video box. You hit that, drop down box will come down. There you'll find the link to our Facebook page, Cook with Mr. Dan. You'll find a link to my daughter's website for her artwork. You guys should, if you haven't, you should check that out. She does really good stuff. And then below that will be the complete recipe with the ingredients and how we made this dish. So, Joanne, if you have any doubts, you need to try this. Seriously, you should try it. And like I told you, anybody that hasn't tried them yet, you can buy them in a can, or you can make them plain with nothing else, and then you could add as you go. All right, this is Mr. Dan saying stay hungry, my friends, and when you are, come back. We'll give you another delicious dish just like this. Stay safe and happy, guys.